Hello and welcome to session 25 of Primordial Harmony, a heavily modified run-through of Wizards of the Coast's Princes of the Apocalypse adventure module for Dungeons & Dragons. I'm your host and DM, Mike, and I'm joined by...
I'm Nyx. I play Illyria. She's a Wood Elf Ranger, and she's got her panther friend, Valor.
I'm Senna, and I play Delia the Gnome Wizard.
Heyo, my name is Miles. I'm playing Tadias Adlanoff, a Aasimar Seeker.
And I am Zeph, and I play Zachro Vitalis, Urgenasti Fighter.
Alright. When we last left...
Shovel.
He's a Shovel Knight, sorta.
Sorta.
Oh, and also, Kitties will be joining us a little later. Just a little bit later. But our adventure resumes now. When we last left the excavators, the party woke up at the crack of midday, rejuvenated after a night of torturous interrogation. With the knowledge of the location of the Sacred Stone Monastery, the group took to taking out the guards keeping watch on the enslaved townsfolk in order to thin their numbers to free the town. When they got to the first site, however, it seemed that they tightened up their security with the addition of a more elite guard, decked out in full plate, made of stone and a heavy spiked club. With stealth and magical trickery, the party got the jump on the first group, dispatching them and freeing the townsfolk, including Derek. When the party then armed them and instructed them to hole up and wait for their return. They would then set out to the next site, taking out the guards there and similarly aiding this group and sending them down the mountain trail to Derek's group, as well as taking a short break. At the third site, the excavators, our heroes, saved the young man who was willing to rebel against his oppressors after being dealt a mortal wound. But before they could get a move on, one of the miners informed the party that the cultist riding the bullet creature was seen that morning patrolling the main trail. With this horrible revelation, the party set forth with the newly liberated folk, but on the trail, they came across the aforementioned burrow shark, riding his bullet mount, disarmed townsfolk miners behind him. A short skirmish occurred, and after arrows, daggers, spell, and shovel were slung, the burrow shark, decently wounded, lived up to his title and buried underground. However, the people seemed to be safe. The party and the townsfolk regrouped at Derek's site and then proceeded back toward Orborough, picking up the penultimate group. However, there were no cultist guards to be seen. The excavators concluded that the guards must have returned to the town, likely fortifying themselves. With this line of thought, the party began to plan. Once near the northern gate of Orborough, the excavators rallied the townsfolk and set off to execute their plan. After dusk, with the distraction of a rock slide, Zachriel, Illyria, and Valora, with townsfolk near behind them, advanced toward the gate. Zachriel at the tip of the spear, holding up a flame innate to his bloodline to distract and group up the Earth Cult guards. With the guards grouped up near the gate, along the palisade, Tadias took Hum and Delia to the skies, winging up with the celestial powers innate to his bloodline. Delia proved to be an excellent artillery, bombing the guards with bright, searing fireballs, torching a majority of them. Meanwhile, Zachriel, timing his one smaller fireball, to coincide with Delia to distract the guards, keeping their attention as long as possible. After another fireball, Tadias landed near the guard tower and went to open the gate, while Delia and Hum went to deal with the remaining guards. On the other side, Zachriel and Lyria fought against a pair of earthen full-plate-wearing cultists. Despite Delia being pincushioned by spears, the party defeated all of the cultists holding the town. Orborough was liberated. We return to our story, with the townsfolk returning to their town, gathering themselves. So you guys are just getting into the gate. It is quite dark now. The townsfolk sort of walk in and kind of look around and all kind of see that they're free to move about as they please, and some of them walk up to you and go to shake your hand and thank you for your help. Derek walks up to Dias and claps his shoulder, and he says, "Thank you for all you've done."
It's not over yet.
His expression kind of sinks a bit and gives you a curt nod.
Enjoy this, all of you. We'll take care of the rest. But I should go talk to the others. We will. I kind of pat him on the back.
He gives you a smile and a nod. So what do you guys do?
Is there any way that we could stay the night here and take on the rest of the cultists tomorrow?
I think that is wise. The only thing I'm worried about is that digging animal. It might come down here while we're heading up northward.
Oh, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. But I imagine if whatever's at this place, this monastery that they're guarding, must be very important.
They said they took all the rare stones, the minerals that seemed to belong to the divine mountain to the north. And when we sent the familiars up north, we saw them, the two of them, the rider and the mount, up north.
You saw the rider and the mount sort of patrolling. Wait. Oh no, that was before.
They're patrolling. Yeah, they're patrolling in front of the what's it called, temple.
Yes.
I think we're fine to rest tonight.
So, Zachriel, the young man who you all had essentially saved from dying, taps your shoulder, and he says,
Yeah.
Are you going to go there tomorrow?"
Yes, we are going to go there.
Damn rights we are.
Karen's going to get it.
You can see he's sort of tensing his.
Linda will.
He's sort of tensing his hand. He's got his hands balled up in a fist. He says, "Take me with you."
I don't know about that. It's
Friend, you're
dangerous.
dying today. You don't have to die tomorrow as well.
He kind of just stares at Zachriel and Tadias. You can tell that he's on the verge of tears, but he's trying to put on a brave face.
Can I look him up and down? What does he look like? Is he built?
He's built in a sense that his muscles are well defined, but he's very lithe, because it seems like he's been mostly malnourished, at least for the past couple of weeks. And from what you can see, it looks like he's been more inclined to swing a pickaxe than a weapon.
Boy, what is
I
your name?
ask him, has he even killed anyone before?
He sort of pales when you ask him that. And he
Huh.
says,
Then you should stay.
he
I
just,
know why you want to go, son. You want to go because your father is being held up north.
he kind of gives gives a half sigh, half sob, and he just says, "Yes."
From what I understand, he's still alive. And trust me, everyone wearing that armor in that temple will not be very short. We will bring him back if he is well. This I can promise you. If he is alive, we will bring him back.
Now, Tadias, I of all people know being foolish when the people you care about are on the line. If you really wish to save your father, you do not fear death. We cannot watch out for you, but I will try my best. You may come. Must fight for your own.
He nods
If you
vigorously.
have even a shred of doubt in your capability, you would be better off here protecting your fellow villagers.
Zachriel, why don't
When
you
he-
spend the evening with him and see how well he wields a sword?
When you say that, Zachriel, and as Illyria makes that suggestion, his expression kind of changes, and he looks sort of behind you and at his town, at the people that his father had taken up arms to protect, and he kind of just glances over them, and he glances at you, and then he kind of gets this determined look on his face, and he says, "At least let me direct you to where I found that other entrance. But you're right.
Information's very.
You're right. I should protect the people here." And you can tell this is coming from a place of assumed duty rather than fear.
Yeah.
That seemed to have struck a chord with him.
Your father will be proud. Done well, boy.
He nods at you. Well, then when you head out, I'll go with you and direct you to where I found that. It's more of a entrance to a tunnel than an entrance to the place, but it leads to it.
Well, I think you need to direct me
That
to
would
something
be great.
more sooner than later. Did the guards have like a liquor cabinet somewhere in the town?
Are you saying for him to direct you to there now, or are you asking him to show you where the booze is now?
I think we need some alcohol. I think we need to
okay.
celebrate this victory.
He says, well, there's the tavern, I think.
Well, come on, let's go eating. And I kind of like slap him on the ass and I'll say, "Come on, let's go."
He says, right as you say that, he just kind of says, he says, "Crad, should be around still. He served the guards booze."
Well, let's get to him, Crad, then.
Did we ever get his name?
You didn't. You never asked.
So while we're on the way, what's your name?
Oh, my name's Ranharo.
Ranharo.
My father, his name is Asden.
Asden. I'll try to commit them to memory. What are the names recently?
He says, or the DM is going to give you the spelling.
Ooh. That helps my notes.
For funsies, I'll write that down.
Ah, I got it right. Cool.
Delia's gonna follow them to the tavern.
So,
Yes. All you should go celebrate. Take a pause. Enjoy this moment. I man the gate.
you man the gate.
Should I bring something back?
I'm gonna walk around the area.
Okay. Where do you want to go, Illyria? Are you gonna check? Are you gonna check out something in specific, or what are you doing?
No, just checking everything out, really.
Oh.
Do you have a key for all the buildings?
I do. So, you know that Building A is the warehouse. It still has the lock on it. It seems like for now everyone is just taking the time to rest. The building below it in C is where Udarnik saw them get coals, and inside you can see a forge and a meek, but a meek in stature, not stature, meek in pose. That's what I'm looking for. He slouches, but he's not. He looks like he's a strong person, but he slouches. He sort of meekly comes out, and you see just a human wearing an apron, kind of just looking around. He sees you walking by, and he says, "Are you one of the ones that took care of those? I don't know what they were."
I am.
He just kind of takes your hand in both of his and shakes it. "Thank you. I'd offer you to make you something, but they took all of my ore.
Perhaps we will get it back for you, and then you can do it then.
Nods. And you notice on the inside there's a forge, but it's dark. You're walking down to building B. Looking at it closely, even though it's dark out, you can see that it's a general store. And from what you can see, there's no one inside. You don't see any activity. The door is shut tight. You walk around to building E. You see that it's it has a sign over the door that's a picture of what looks like a vat with a sheet of leather. You get the impression this is probably the tanner. There's also a sign that has a roll of what's the is it a roll of thread? What's the word I'm looking for?
Spool?
Bobbin.
Huh?
A bobbin.
Silk?
Spool?
A spool, yeah. Spool of thread and a needle. Walking around the building H, you see that this is the sort of town hall. Walking around here, you notice it's a barn. So I think that's everything. I'm going to put out the handout
F is
now.
the barn.
Yeah, it's a barn. Do you investigate the barn?
Of course. I'll check it out.
Okay, so you go in. And you see sort of this setup where half of the barn holds these pens for what look like for livestock, and then barrels sort of around. And there's a couple of hammocks that are strung up on this loft. And you can see two figures that are sort of up on the loft, and they kind of like peer down at you. And they kind of look side to side. You can see from where you are, it's hard to tell exactly what their race is. But you get the impression that these are the two farmers that you were told about from Derek, the two half-drow. They kind of just look at you sheepishly. Not sheepishly, like as if a cat looking at you that doesn't know you might spring away at any second.
I say, good evening. I'm just making sure everyone's okay. Are you doing well?
They kind of look at each other. They look at you. Yes, we're doing well. Thank you. And then one of them just
Glad
kind of...
to hear.
Then one of them just kind of nervously backs up. The other one stays there, gives you a nod, says, "If you took out those strange guardsmen with the black breastplates, thank you." Kind of just
You're
stack up.
welcome.
So let me get a handout here. So at the tavern, you guys enter, and a sort of stout human innkeeper kind of like rises up slowly from the counter, the bar, says, "Are they gone?"
In the matter of speaking, yes.
He says, "Oh, good. I was almost out of booze." Puts his hands on his head.
When's the next shipment coming in?
He says, hopefully in the next 10 day.
Next 10 day, eh? Well, we've had a bit of a fight outside. I think it's the time for celebration. What do we have available?
He says, I've got some... gonna sneeze. Sorry. Oh god.
Easy.
Sorry. DM is like his nose. Okay. He says, I've got some Force Stride Ale over here, and I've got some Dragon Breath vodka. It's an interesting spirit. There's
Now,
about
how much
two-
did the guards pay you for drinks?
He kind of just gives a massive frown. He says, then holds up his hand, and it's a big 0.
Now, I would like to be better than them, but I don't have much coin on. What can I get that's affordable to allow everyone to celebrate outside?
That's
Roll.
okay. I've got plenty of money.
Roll deception.
I
It's
don't
about-
have money. I got 14 gold pieces on me.
Oh, Hum would probably
Tom's got the money.
tap your shoulder. And she'd probably say, "We have plenty of money for him." Oh boy, but the traffic's really bad.
Quantity. What do I owe you?
He says, well, if you're gonna take one of the bottles, 10 gold.
Done. And 10 gold.
He takes the 10 gold and he gets some glasses and he gets this very generous looking bottle of Dragon Breath vodka, puts it on the table, or the bar rather.
Thank you, sir. So, Delia, are you alright? You look a little more pincushiony than before.
Well, I feel a little bit better now that Hum healed me, but I'm still very sore.
Very brave of you, though.
Well, thank you.
Now, I am going to make sure Zachariah gets a little bit of this. I'll be right back. And I pour a couple drinks, and then I just kind of walk out of the bar real quick. I'll be right back.
I'll wave at him as he goes.
So where would the bar be?
Bars B,
He said it was
building B.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm almost
B,
done.
okay.
I'm almost done
B
with
for
this.
bar.
I have to delete some stuff. B for bar. There you go. And over it is a sign that you would think that it, at first glance, you would think that this is the blacksmith because there's a picture of a hammer and a pair of tongs. But once you go in, you kind of get the impression that this is probably the name of the place, the hammer and tongs.
So I'm standing in the gate, like in the middle of the gate. I have my shield on my back, and I have Suni's spade just planted in the ground. I'm standing looking up.
I kind of walk behind him and tap him on the shoulder and lift up one of the glasses.
What is this?
Well earned. And I grab the other one and clink it.
You paid for this, right?
No, I stole it. I broke someone's hand for it.
Okay, I'm gonna assume Alaria meets up with
Yeah.
Tadias,
Sure.
and I'll be like, should we really be drinking at a time like this? I mean, could have an attack coming to us.
Then they will fight me at my worst, which is drunk. Or my best, not sure.
A little bit of liquid courage, as they say. Right?
I mean, we're in the gates now. It would have been more courageous walking towards the gates than hiding behind them.
Nothing suspicious, Zachariah, that you've seen?
Pretty quiet. Also, both of you would notice that Zachariah's pretty fucked up.
He is pretty fucked up.
Okay, so I see that he's fucked up. I'm gonna take a glance out towards the north.
Take a glance up to the north, and it's dark and quiet, and you don't see anything.
Good sign.
I'm feeling quite well, Zachariel. Why don't you let me take a watch? Go enjoy yourself. You can come back after you get some rest.
No rest for the wicked, Tadias.
Well, if that's the case, I'm a little more wicked than you, so turn around to the bar. Doctor's orders.
This is why I don't go to the doctor.
Anyway, the doctor's at the bar, so go there. I'll watch this, get a few hours, drink, be merry, a nap, maybe. I'll see you in the field.
Very well, I'll keep out for dragonflies.
Sounds well. Hilaria, make sure he gets there. I'll watch this, don't worry.
Will do.
And before you leave, good work. It's nice to see the team firing on all cylinders without me pigging out.
Well,
Speaking
nice
of that,
to see you without horns.
next time.
Oh,
Yeah, I look up to the moon. What are we looking at?
We are looking at I think it's a,
It was waning.
it was
But
waning, and
I don't think we're gonna do it yet.
it's still a crescent. It's a very thin, waning crescent.
Enough time. We will deal with this Maribel, and we will get back towards. We might have to do the dirt pile to my neck again on the way back.
Sam.
starting to think you're enjoying it.
Yes, it's my favorite thing.
But aren't you a little worried about what Hum and Dahlia will do to you?
I would hope they would be the wise individuals I know them to be and not mess with me in that state. But if they do, I rely on you two, the more reasonable of the bunch, to make sure our small friends don't touch me.
Well, you'll be in the hole as a human for now, right? And then they'll get you then.
If that is what we need to do, sure. Now go. Enjoy yourselves.
That's to you.
So, yeah. So, does Zachariel go to the bar?
We'll walk towards the bar. Is there armory or whatever on the way towards the bar?
There's the blacksmith, but he doesn't have any wares or any materials.
What about that place that they were holding everything up?
The warehouse? The warehouse, when you check out the warehouse, you see that it still has the padlock over the doors. Doesn't seem like anyone's gotten into there yet. Seems like everyone's kind of went back to their homes to kind of just de-stress in a way. Some of them are making their way to the bar.
That legend with the names of the buildings, what was it called and where is it found? Can't seem to.
It's in player handouts, and it's called Orboro Key. I need to actually edit that because I spelled it wrong. It's in the player.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm standing with Tadias right now, I guess.
Yeah, if you choose to be.
I go, hey, Tadias, what do you think they keep in the warehouse? I get it. Pretty locked.
Well, they said the rare minerals were northward, so I'd assume this would be Not precious metals, but something of value. I know they keep the tools there. They keep the pickaxes and various equipment like that. Why do you ask?
It's just locked up tight.
You get the impression
I'm
that
just a little cautious that, there could be a bad guy hanging out somewhere.
Do you want to check it out real quick?
Wouldn't hurt.
I'll follow you.
Should we really leave the main gate, however?
Yeah. We'll be quick.
Okay, we go over to the warehouse.
you go over to the warehouse, and as I mentioned, it's still locked up with a chain and padlock over the doors.
May I attempt to break the padlock with my magical blade?
Sure.
Strength check? What do we want?
It's going to be an attack.
An attack? Okay.
Hi, kitties. Who is playing Hum?
Hi.
You are
Hi,
getting
kitty.
Hey, kitties.
you're getting buzzed with Delia in the bar right now, while Tadias is doing breaking and entering. Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Okay, you hold on. You dent it pretty well.
Well, I was going to suggest we should go maybe speak to Ron Harrow. Perhaps he would open it for us.
He doesn't have it. The guards have it. If you want to check everybody, be my guest.
I mean, you could always go get Hum. She has thieves' tools.
She does, but she's drunk. It sounds like... I'm letting, Delia, Hum, and
So you
Zachariel have the day off.
the sound of the metal striking metal kind of rings, and somebody across the way that was just about to enter the bar kind of like turns their attention in your direction. Still dark, so they can't really see, and they're just kind of looking, and then you see them start to approach cautiously.
Checking the warehouse, making sure there's no more guards in there.
Do you need it unlocked?
Do you have a key?
Don't, but I figure it's on one of the.
I look over at the 50 or so the 20 or so smoldering bodies over there. If you want to go find it, sure.
Well, I mean, that lock took a while to make. I just don't. He seems a little scared of you because, you have all of this power and they don't.
This warehouse, does it have, any windows?
There's, at the top, there's a window to let sunlight in the day.
It's probably really high.
You do notice that the warehouse is about 100 feet tall. More like 50 feet tall. It didn't peek out that much from the palisade.
Which guard
grappling hook?
traditionally had the keys to this place? Description, like body, size, height, hair color.
It gives you a description of this gentleman with sandy blonde hair, and it kind of matches it matches the person that that Ren Haro tried to attack back a couple sessions ago.
Did I see him among the fighting at the gate, or was he up by the mountain pass?
You saw him. You did not see him. You did not see a person matching that description.
I believe that one got away. We're going to have to break this gate.
Either got away or got torched.
Yes. So, thank you for being concerned, but also I don't want I forget the city, but a horse with the people in it happening here, if you don't mind.
A Trojan horse?
What is Trojans?
Roll a persuasion check.
Sure. I'm real good at that with my -1. Let's do it. Boom!
I suppose, but maybe don't break the lock and go for the chain. I know, he says, I know Yidith could probably reforge a link.
If it make you feel better, I will break the chain. And I cut the chain.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Sure. I never was described the chain. Didn't know there was a chain. I got a lock on the door.
Okay, so it takes you about a minute of hacking at this thing.
I cannot roll more than a 1 on damage.
And eventually you kind of break a part of it, and then you have to kind of like break the other part of it. These links are pretty thick, and you finally manage to break it open. And I assume you go inside?
I kind of
Cautiously.
I lean up against the wall and just say, "You go check it out. I'll listen and wait here."
Okay, Illyria goes in, checks us out, and it's devoid of any living people. She sees a lot of haphazardly strewn about piles of iron ore and other types of ore. No precious metals in here. And you get the distinct impression that there's a system that they use to organize it by who mined it, who mined it from the earth, and what its type was. But when the cultists took over, they probably just forgoed that entire system and just threw things haphazardly around. But it is safe.
I see a mess, but looks safe.
Well, none of this taken care of. Are you at peace? May you go get some drinks now? I know you must have a lot on your mind, but I don't want you to get lost in it.
Oh, no drinking for this one.
Well, either way, I want you to rest. I'm gonna go back to the gate. We will take care of business tomorrow. All of us.
We go back to the bar. With Crad pouring another drink for Delia and Hum.
Delia's pretty trashed at this point, and you can tell.
Hum is just looking around because she's not sure she knows everybody here.
Around, there's a stout human gentleman who owns this place. Got it back after you guys defeated the cultists. There's several townsfolk that you spoke to and helped protect on the road. Just kind of, they're not too keen on going crazy as much as they are just relaxing and having their town back, at least at this point. Where's Zachriel?
He walks past the bar and back towards that house that they were squatting in and goes to sleep.
Got it. He just conks out. All right.
So I guess I'm in the bar now.
You see
I'm gonna-
Illyria and Valora come right in.
I kind of smile, kind of laugh as I see Hum and Delia.
Delia.
But then I go to the bartender and ask him, is there a place where I can get some rest?
He says, "Oh, we've got plenty of rooms. Plenty of rooms upstairs."
I will take one.
He says,
Hum,
"Huh? What does somebody do?"
Hum kind of scoops up Delia and walks her behind Nyx and says, we'll take one of those rooms too.
He says, "It'll be 1 silver for a night."
I hand him a silver. 2 silvers.
All right. He says, "Much obliged," and he hands you a key.
scoops up Delia and says, I'm glad you got something to drink tonight.
But I don't want to go to bed yet.
It's much better if we do.
Yes, you're right.
Look, I'm normally a party gnome, but tonight I'm exhausted. You almost died today. It's probably better if we sleep.
Delia pouts and follows her.
All right. So, is anyone else taking watch other than Tadias and Zachariel?
I'm gonna take whatever watch needs to be taken.
All right. So that's Tadias, Zachariel,
Delia will take a watch too.
Okay. Well, the night passes without incident, and seems very quiet. And you come to the dawn, and it's a morning that you're not really used to. You don't really hear many birds. This place is not really full of avian wildlife, but you do hear meh from the goats that are kept. Do you guys meet up? What do you do? You all wake up as you would?
You're gonna probably go down, get some breakfast if there is.
There is some foodstuffs left. He makes you. He basically bakes a loaf of bread in the morning, and he says, "It's not much, but I have some butter left."
Oh, that'll do. Smells delish.
He gives you fresh baked bread and butter.
I split it and throw my other half to Valor.
Valora sniffs it, paws at it, and just kind of tilts her head at you, as she is a carnivorous animal.
You never know, she might like it.
She licks the butter off at least.
Oh yeah, she licks
Yeah.
she licks the butter off. You see a few of the miners are sort of cleaning up where you guys left a massive mess of dead cultists.
That we did.
And they're sort of piling them together. And looks like they're going to take them somewhere. But they're still. It seems like they're still collecting dead bodies. Zachariel, you're awake. What are you doing?
I suppose I walk towards the tavern and have some bread and water.
All right.
Then head back out to the gate and wait for everyone to get ready.
All right.
After doing breakfast stuff, can I go find the heavily armored guys, the ones that are from the temple, those bodies that they're packing up?
You can. You do.
See if they have anything on them that is relative to where we're going.
When you get there and you start to like search their bodies in this pile, they say didn't have much on them, just some carnage.
Nothing useful. Well, thank you for checking.
Gives you a nod. You can tell right away that they're being genuine.
Yeah, they went like.
Not after you save their bacon. Haha.
Bacon joke. Alright, I go check out with Zach. You're ready to go. Sure, O'Leary is jumping at the bit.
Oh, ready as ever. Where is Renaro?
I thought you would be watching him. You being the one.
You told me to go to sleep. I went to sleep.
Yes, but
I-
you were also the one
I
who decided.
specifically remember you saying doctor's orders.
Yes, I did. I didn't tell you to bring a child to a cultist compound.
You
That was
see,
your
you see Ranharo. He's carrying one of the spears that the cultists used, and he's got some ill-fitted breastplate. And you can see that he's kind of like done work at scratching out the Earth Cult symbol from the front of the breastplate. He says, just in case I get into a scuffle before I get back.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen.
You
Are you sure you can't just draw us a map?
Yes,
Where
that's
this-
what I was about to say.
He says, well, I suppose I could. I'm not sure how accurate it'll be, but I know it's to the east. No, sorry. To the west. And he kind of gets to the ground and he kind of thinks for a moment. He says, okay, here's the trail. And then he kind of starts sort of hashing out in his brain where he walked. And then there's a sort of turnaround here. And, then he sort of deals out where it is, just giving you directions of how to navigate through the terrain and certain landmarks. And he says, that's the best I can offer you, other than just taking you there.
You should be very helpful, thank you. I have one more task for you, though.
He looks at you.
I would like you to watch over someone for me for a little. Any retribution comes to the town, I want you to tap on this guy. And I put Udarnik kind of on his shoulder.
Ah, okay.
When you just swat him just a little bit off your shoulder, he'll come find me and we'll know something's up. Do not do it unless he's in attack.
He nods.
All right. I look over his map since I have the cartography proficiency. Can I make out pretty well what's going on here?
You get a good sense. Go ahead and roll a check with your proficiency bonus and int at an advantage.
Ooh, advantage button. So I will use my perception check.
Sure. Yeah, you're confident that you know the way he's talking about, and you'll recognize the landmarks he's talking about in the directions.
All right. I think we're good, Zachriel.
No.
I'll go collect the small ones.
Right?
All right. See you here in a bit. I head back to the tavern and get my friends.
Tom and Delia, are you guys up and at 'em?
Oh yeah, we're up.
All right, eating tasty bread.
Bread and butter, yum yum.
All right, you see them taking breakfast as you walk in, Tadias.
All right. You all done? You ready to head off?
You want some bread? It's good.
No. Kind of sip up his stool next to them.
You said you would.
Yeah.
Here you
Have
go,
you seen
says Crad.
Lydia?
And he
Oh, thank you.
puts down a plate with a thick slice of very warm, freshly baked bread, and he gives you a knob of butter.
Feels good. Were you your first customers in how long?
A couple 10 days. Shakes his head.
I think they.
Oh yeah, Mike, how much was that bread?
He just kind of made it for you. He didn't ask for any.
Oh.
He didn't ask for any money for it.
Well, I left a gold on the table.
Okay. He took it graciously.
Have either of you seen Illyria?
She's there?
Yeah, well, I was eating breakfast and then I was gonna take off to the front gate or the back gate, whatever the gate we needed to.
The north one,
Go up.
yes.
Yeah, north one.
All right.
Alright. So then once I'm breaded out, knobs done and everything, push up the table, kind of nod to the barkeep, say, well, let's get going. We're burning daylight.
Gives you a nod back. So you all group up.
Ham drops gold on the table.
Oh, much obliged. Takes it.
So does
Good
the
I'm gonna
luck.
make some. Is there like a brazier or anything next to the gate?
At the top of the palisade, yes.
Oh, that's too far. I'll just take the shovel and carve. You know what? I'll take the shovel, and I'll mold earth up a little like wall, like just a small, I guess 5 foot. Just kind of like a sign, and then I'll carve with the edge of the shovel. In Primordial, you have incurred the wrath of Suni.
Solid.
Do you do it in one of those elemental languages?
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
primordial.
Yeah, do it. Primordial.
Nice. Okay. So you're all grouped up. Do you guys head out?
We're all ready to go. Illyria, I kind of like pull her over and show her the map. These are the directions our friend gave us, the alternative path towards the temple. You're
You
pretty
can
good.
read it good?
I can read it well. It's just you are pretty good with terrains. I thought you would want to know exactly what we're doing, and I kind of just lay out what turns.
Well, with both of us, we should be able to find this easily.
I believe so. It's good to have multiple eyes, though. If everyone's ready, let's get going. And keep your ears out. If you hear tremors or rocks moving, you might have to worry for that bullet again.
All right. So you guys head out, and the way up is very it's pretty quiet except for a little bit of wind. Very soft wind as you progress up through the mountain trail, and you follow directions from that one cultist, and you sort of realize that it intersects a bit with the directions that Ranharo gave you. And it's to the point where you're near at the point where the canyon that leads to the monastery sort of opens out before he kind of tells you to take a scramble over these craggy rocks. And as you sort of start up those rocks to follow his directions, I assume you're doing that, yes?
Yeah.
As you do that, you catch a glimpse of the burrow shark and his bullet patrolling the front grounds. And the place looks like, to give you the description of it again, this trail that you're in is a sort of defile between bluffs of wind-sculpted sandstone, and they draw in closely right before he tells you to take a sharp left onto these more rougher rocks. You see the monastery, a sprawling structure with dark, narrow windows and red-tiled rooftops in the middle of this natural amphitheater ringed with sandstone cliffs. Ahead, a weathered flight of stone behind the bullet leads to closed double doors. Looks like they're, from where you are, from the glimpse you catch, looks like they're made of heavy timber with iron studs, and a dusty footpath encircles the building. But you skip over that, and you take to the hills, and you find yourself sort of in behind more rocks, and you go down, and then you sort of walk around, and you see where he described sort of natural cave flush with the floor. However, when you get there, you find that it's sort of buried with gravel.
Looks like they didn't want us to go this way.
How much gravel?
It's not much. It looks pretty loose.
Zachariel, can you shovel this?
Oh,
You're about,
Of course.
from where you are, you figure you're about a quarter mile away from the monastery. So you guys start to...
Yeah, just shovel in a little ways to see if it's like not completely sealed.
So you go in a couple feet down, and then you find that it's an open. It opens up to a 5-foot wide and about 6 feet tall cavern. Tunnel, more like.
Quaint.
And Tadias, you can roll a nature check.
What? Oh, okay.
Actually, Illyria can too.
Booyah. That ain't gonna help.
Illyria. You recognize this immediately. This is this tunnel, as you guys sort of progress through it, is a lava tube. Very old lava tube, but a lava tube nonetheless. And as you sort of make your way through, you all can see just as well with your dark vision. And ahead of you, you see this sort of group of verminous creatures, rats. They're sort of just kind of hanging out. Do you proceed? Do you do anything?
I hate rats.
Can I identify if these rats are in any way dangerous in a group?
Say all of that again, but closer to your microphone.
Can I identify if these rats are like bad tidings, if I think that they're dangerous anyway, or that they surround perhaps something dangerous?
Yeah, roll nature.
Sure. All right. Woo-doo! 7, not gonna know it.
You can't tell. Anyone else proficient with nature can also roll.
I don't think there is anyone
All right.
in nature.
Me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, you're proficient? Oh, the +3 is from your... Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You cannot tell. All you can really tell is that this is a group of rats.
Well, they had to come from somewhere. I start walking into the rat tunnel.
Okay. You sort of get close and you disturb them, and they suddenly sort of spring to action, and they kind of run away, and a couple of them kind of, as a gut reaction, like start to sort of nibble on you, but I assume you kind of don't let them
shake my boot a little bit.
shake your boot a little bit. They kind of fall off.
It says my proficiency bonus is doubled if I'm going to use that skill.
Oh, if you're in your favorite terrain.
Oh, that
Yeah.
eight's not going to make much of a difference, but noted. What's up?
I don't think anyone said anything.
Oh, I got some feedback. That was weird. They all just they kind of some of them sort of snap at a couple of you, but you kind of shake them off and they just go away, and you get to another part of the tunnel that is also sort of it doesn't seem like it's well done, but there's like a mound of loose stone and gravel in your way.
Is there any way for us to tell if this was like done by hand or if it was done by that bullet thing?
Roll survival.
Ooh. I have a 0 in. Yeah!
You have no idea.
These are a lot of rocks.
Does it look like it's worked, or is it just like raw debris?
It looks like it's just debris.
Feels like someone placed this here, but I don't know how they would do it.
You can see, sort of looking at the top, that it kind of gets thinner as it gets to the top. Like
Same
a pile.
deal, Zachariah? You earth mover, you?
Oh. Does it, so this, is it like one large boulder, or is it?
No, it's like loose gravel.
Oh,
Stones.
okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll start shovel.
All right. About 15 feet in.
Using the intended use of the shovel.
About 15 feet in, the cavern sort of widens up to 10 feet across, and I will now take you to the map. By the way, if you haven't already, resolve a long rest.
Oh.
I'm looking at your token, and I'm like, that's not good. How are you already at half health?
I'll be right back.
Rats.
So many rats.
The rats just...
They were hungry for, something cooked over an open fire.
Surprised they didn't just run us as they seen Valora.
Right? I'm surprised Valora didn't pounce a couple of them.
Alright.
All they want to take the bacon.
Ping you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna ping you guys.
Over my
quick.
dilly.
Shift ping.
Exactly.
Alright. So, organize yourselves as you would and proceed.
A proper.
What was that?
A proper tunnel.
A proper
Right.
tunnel.
You have no idea what we're going to encounter in here, so, like always, focus our fire, take down one target at a time.
I can't
highest-
see anything.
One sec.
Myself and Tadias will do what we can to stop them from getting to the back line.
Ah. You should see now.
Sure don't.
How about now?
Oh, yes, I do.
Alright.
Do we want to be in the dark, or would we like more light?
Is there a hole in the ceiling above where the gravel?
No.
Okay.
I shield up and get my, little dagger in my hand. I start walking forward.
Alright. Today, Zachary, when you step there,
Oh, you guys.
You guys. You eyeless mother.
you eyeless motherfuckers, roll initiative.
That's like what we dug through gravel.
Oh, okay. So how did you piss off the walls?
I walked next to them.
Eyeless speak.
One sec.
Our passes were not bueno.
Not walls, they're bricks. Hiding out in the ceiling.
These guys.
Sorry, back.
These
Look how
dudes
cute they are.
come out of the walls,
Oh.
basically. And I'm going to get to their
It wants to be friends. It wants to give me a hug with its mouth.
Yeah, it wants to give you a weird tentacle beak hug.
Yeah.
A hug
There's
with
some people
4
that'd be into that.
tentacles? Nice.
Nice.
Sand tentacles.
Oh my god.
Look, those days are over for me. I'm married.
Okay. Hum, you are surprised, so your turn passes. This Grick is going to attack Tadias.
What? There he.
How dare he? He has advantage for this.
Hey.
19 to hit,
What?
12 slashing. So
Doochie.
you feel these tentacles wrap around you and really slam into your body, and he pulls himself toward you. He doesn't have advantage on this. He rolls a natural 1 as he kind of just like presses his beak against your chainmail. That's his turn. Illyria, you're surprised. Delia, you're surprised. Grick 2 links down and is going to attack Zachriel. Not with advantage though.
Oh, wasn't I surprised as well?
You were surprised, but if I'm not mistaken, once one of them kind of acts in that way, you're not like the advantage doesn't apply anymore. At least that's how I think it ought to be. But
Well, you're the DM.
19 to hit,
Hits.
10 slashing,
Right.
and then he comes in with his beak, and it's 20 to hit
That hit.
for 3 slashing, or no, piercing.
Right.
Your turn comes and goes. Your turn comes and goes, Tadias. Hum, it's your turn.
Hum's gonna run forward and shoot them.
Okay.
Well, not too forward.
All right. That's a hit.
And she is going to use her psychic blades.
All right. Solid damage. Kind of screeches out and just kind of like twirls around. Is not dead yet, however. And it is its turn. And it sort of doesn't pay attention to Tadias anymore and kind of runs at you, Hum. It's going to attempt to attack you. 7 to hit.
Misses.
It is Illyria's turn.
I'm gonna shoot at it.
Alright. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Go shoot at it twice.
Alright. That is a hit. An arrow flies right over your head and into the maw of this thing, killing it.
The maw.
The maw. Delia, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move over here. Can I see the one that's next to Zachariel?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna magic missile it.
Alright. 9 force damage. Didn't like that too much. It's its turn, but it kind of sees Zachariel and is going to try to take a bite out of him because it worked before. 8 to hit. Misses. As he tries to slap you with his tentacles, it kind of just brushes up against your shield, and it's your turn.
Alright. I am going to, disgusted by this creature, bash it with the shield.
Alright.
Bonus action.
You knock it prone.
Then attack with it.
Alright, that is a hit for 7 damage. It's also a hit for 11. And you wound this creature mightily, and then you slice it in half. And we're out of initiative.
Well,
So hungry to die?
All that rock now.
I think it would be better if, and I keep an eye out where we're moving.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure these aren't the only two in here.
What do we know about Grix? Do they have big pods?
Go ahead and roll nature.
That there.
You know that they do have nests, but they don't typically have really big congregations of their own kind. They're sort of opportunistic hunters, as you can see by the being stealthy.
Do I know if they burrow or if they were just like kind of hiding?
You from what you know that they're just really good at hiding against rocky terrain, and that they can climb walls easily.
So watch the ceilings. They could be on the walls, but they shouldn't be able to burrow through the stone.
Alright, today, going forward, you look up and I will look down.
That was me moving.
Try to don't trip on it.
Which way are you going?
I believe we should go this way. That's all right.
Always left.
It's been a long time since I got to do that.
Tadius just starts heading left.
I missed that so I didn't realize it until now. Can I, check around here, make sure there's no signs of any more monsters?
Go ahead and roll perception.
I will do.
You do not see or hear anything from where you are.
I think this side is clear. Let's keep going. Feels like it's been a while.
Can you give Valora a view too?
She should have... Oh, okay. Does Laura have dark vision? Can you look at her stat block?
I think we, house ruled that the cat should have dark vision, but I don't think it
I'm
naturally.
pretty sure she does.
Panthers should have effing dark vision. Yes, she does.
They should have it, but I don't.
She
think
now
they
has
actually-
sight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Based on the animal, though, does advantage.
Say that again?
Based on the animal itself, it doesn't. But I believe that you had house ruled previously that it does.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Does to me.
does.
Yeah.
Ahead of you is kind of more rubble, but behind it seems like it's solid stone. Tadius, as you look forward.
It's good. I see there's stairs coming up.
So you see a portcullis. Give me a second to bring that up again because I had to refresh.
Sure.
Emma, do you have music on?
I have ambience.
I don't hear it. Weird.
It's kind of quiet for me, so it might be quiet for you too. I just kind of have it in the
Yeah,
background.
it's a little quiet. I see the natural cave at SFX thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Let me turn up the T. How about now? So ahead of you, you see a portcullis, and then it. Let me. Oh yeah, and then there's a passage to the right.
Is the portcullis up? Is that
It
what
is.
I'm saying?
It is down.
Can I make a check to see if anyone's passed through here recently?
All right, give me a second. I'll read you some flavor text.
Ooh, flavor. Give me all the flavor.
So that we give a nice what the fudge? Oh right. Passage leads to a gate or a portcullis made of iron bars that blocks the way north. Just beyond the gate, worn stone steps descend and turn left. It was your check for seeing if there's anyone around. Go and roll
Sorry,
survival.
guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So survival for figuring out if anyone's been through?
Yeah.
I'm not the best at that, but I'll do it.
May I?
You do not. It's kind of hard to tell, but if Zachariel had the same idea, go ahead and roll. You can tell that there's been foot traffic around. The frequency and the how recently, it's hard to tell.
Now, is it all humanoid foot traffic, or does it also look like there could be ricks are like serpents? So is there?
You find drag marks and certain. It's flat rock, so it's really hard to tell. There's just a little bit. There's this fine dust on the ground, so
Yeah.
it's hard to tell what's passed through here. But you do see drag marks and footprints, very faint. But they're all kind of
There's,
mixed together.
Assortment of traffic through here. It's very minimal, but from what I can tell, looks like there's some humanoid foot tracks as well as some dragging, which I could assume would be our friends from a few minutes ago.
Good looking out. Does the portcullis actually seem like a structure built, or is it kind of made of natural earth?
It is a. They're iron bars, and they're flush with the from from what you can tell from where you're standing, they appear to be flush with the ground.
I have in my background with the archaeology, I can, when I enter ruins or dungeons, I can correctly ascertain the original purpose or determine the builder's race.
As you need to advance a little bit more because you can't tell from where you are.
A quick check to make sure there's no dangers around the right, aren't there?
Zachariel, to the right, you see a short passage that leads to a big door of iron plate that appears to be dented in from the other side. Tadias, as you look around, you kind of realize and recognize that the stonework is near perfect despite its evident age. And you can tell that it is of dwarven make. As to the original purpose, it's not entirely clear. It seems just to be a passageway to a deeper level.
Tadias.
Yes.
That this iron this plate door, that dent.
It looks like something welded in.
Mike, you described it as dent in. So is it dent in towards the other room, or
okay.
like in towards our room?
It's toward your room.
Okay.
Perhaps we should
wonder what's on the other side.
I think curiosity killing felines is kind of the situation here.
I don't know, guys. I mean, it looks like whatever one it in was pretty big. Maybe we should leave doors closed.
Well, I'm gonna walk towards the door. Are there any, like, is there a seam or anything around the door?
I mean, yeah, because it has to connect with the stone somehow. Strong hinges on the
Does it look
right
like
side.
Water could pass through it?
Yeah, it does.
All right, I'm gonna reach into my backpack and pull out the bottle with the water elemental.
Okay.
Squirt.
Yeah.
And I take the top off.
Kind of waves at you.
All right, Squirt. I need you to just creep underneath the door a little, see if there's anything in that room.
Okay. He kind of flows along the floor, creeps in, and it's a second before he suddenly swoops out right back into his bottle.
What did you see?
You hear fearful splashes, and he says, "Big monster."
I think you were right, Tadias.
Well, either way, this passage downward interests me. Stonework is dwarven construction, but looks like it's only passage to something else.
Well, knowing dwarves, it could be anything from a treasure hold to a tavern.
Well, it means that this is probably something the people found. They didn't create themselves.
Tadias, upon further inspection, you see there to the left, flush with the wall, appears to be sort of locking mechanism. Like a keyhole, but the shape is odd.
Do I say any marks of a trap that might make these bars go up when we walk past them?
Wait, say that again?
Can I investigate this area and see if there's any mark of a trap that might make the bars go up after we pass it? Like a little rat cage or a roach motel?
Sure. Wait, trap that would make them go up after you passed it?
Yeah, so if I pass them and this last step, say, was pressurized, snap it, and all of a sudden the bars go up and we're locked on the other side.
Oh! Okay, I see where you misheard me. Okay. They are down, meaning that it looks like they come from the ceiling, and the passage and the way down is sealed off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I heard down as in like the portcullis.
Yeah, I get you. Sorry. Yeah, it is sealed off.
There's a key for this. I don't see it. It might be back the way we came. Or it might be, and I kind of look over to the door.
It very well could be.
Do we exhaust other options first?
Squirt was quite afraid of whatever's in there, and I imagine it must be very tough if it did this through the door.
Could you ask him to define it, give some details of what it looks like? Maybe we can have an idea of what it is.
I say to Squirt and Primordial, what exactly did you see?
He says, slash, brown color, and he kind of like foams out of the bottle, and he takes like the shape with his like a couple tendrils, and he makes what looks like sort of a mouth and a head, and then he has tendrils of water come out from like the corners of the mouth and form mandible looking things.
Can I roll any check to perceive what that might be?
The same.
I guess nature.
Do it.
Tadius, the best thing you can get, because his appearance, his Courage the Cowardly Dog impression wasn't very good because he's, mostly flowing water. And he has no container to make a definite shape. The best you can figure is it's some sort of insectoid creature. Thus the mandibles.
It's some sort of subterranean insect. I'm not
brown, very big, mandibles.
Likely exoskeleton means hard to hit.
Oh god, I hope it's not a spider.
I think we're thinking more a beetle of some sort.
You know what? How about we go check the other way?
We can come back. This is always our last option.
I mean, he hasn't opened the door yet, so obviously he can't get through, right?
I think it's better we let him stay on the other side of the door.
Okay. You move your tokens.
I take out my little paper and start sketching, the basic outline of where we've gone so far, like a little map myself.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go down here. Hey there. Pass. I guess we'll have to go eastward. This way.
Yep. Sure.
And I would like to again look around the ceiling and make sure I don't see any. Beaky things.
You do not see any strange beaky things looking up at the ceiling. The ceiling
I'm
is
looking at
the ground. Is that what you're gonna say?
I was gonna say I'm looking at the ground, looking for like tripwires or things that look like they're out of place, like roughed up patches of the stone, or any stone that looks different from the rest.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception.
Excuse me. The ceilings, by the way, are about 12 feet high. You're confident that you don't see any right now? And that check will carry for a little bit until I say to roll again.
I think we're good to proceed.
Another dead end down this way.
You see it kind of goes up, or it goes to the left.
You think this might be the way, but be careful. We're leaning back to where that creature was. Do I see anything that looks different about this chunk of tunnels than the other chunk of tunnels?
These ends, where the it sort of starts to crumble, it looks like that it was hacked at with mining equipment, and then once it sort of gave a dead end, it was abandoned. So it's mostly just broken apart, solid rock.
I feel like we're inside a mine.
I feel like mines would be more organized. This is kind of...
Perhaps they're looking for something specific?
Maybe they were excavating for more buildings on whatever the current structure is. Looks like further down the tunnel's the only way. And just to make sure, while we're going to this mining kind of area, we see that we have the signs of mining, but we don't see any recently disturbed stuff besides the path that we came from, right?
Roll survival.
Yeah, I'll do that. Wow.
This section doesn't look like it's been disturbed for a long time. The dust is very fine and even among the rocks.
I don't think any humans are traveled through here, but the creepy crawlers might be still around.
Zachary, looking at the floor, you notice that there isn't that much foot traffic that came through here. You see some evidence, but it doesn't look to be that recent.
Place seems like it's not in use.
Well, we saw that there was more foot traffic by those bars. And the key is up, so the key must be outside the bars. They couldn't take the key with.
Zachary, when you get there, you see a door to your right and a door to your left.
2 doors.
Well, I know which one I'm going for.
Look,
Zachary just beelines it to the left.
I inspect the door. Do I see it locked? Do I see anything interesting about the door?
The door. Give me a moment. My nose is like telling me that I need to sneeze yet. You notice that this door is made of old bronze plate. They don't appear to be locked, but as you sort of investigate and kind of press against it, it seems like it's stuck.
We might have to force this open. It might be loud.
well,
You can try to do it. You can try to press it gingerly while applying force.
Oh, I would love to gingerly try the door.
Okay, give me intelligence-based athletics.
Interesting. Okay.
Very
I
few
do-
situations call for that.
So that's 3. That's plus 6. I will do my intelligence saving throw. Okay, oh.
All right, you slowly push, and the door starts to give, and dust kind of like flies out. You know how you disturb some dust, and then eventually it creaks open, and you slowly sort of get open. Let me get to layer. Have layer. Do you enter?
I
It is
kind of poke
pitch.
my head.
Like the rest of the place, it's pitch black in here. Poke your head in.
See.
You look up. This barrel-vaulted chamber is obviously an ancient crypt. You see niches along the walls that hold dozens of old skeletons, some with scraps of burial cloth still clinging to their bones.
Burial ground. Do I see any signs of recent activity where I might find, like, stat, chest, something that key in it?
Oh boy. You're gonna have to say all that again. You cut out really bad.
I'm looking for like anything that looks recently disturbed that I might find a key in. Chest.
Aside from these coffins and niches, you do not see any such thing.
I don't believe we'll find that key in here. And I don't really have any intention disturbing the dead.
You do see
going to agree.
Zachariel as you step there. Whoa. Rising from the bones are 6 zombies.
Oh god.
Hold on. Clearing turns. Please roll initiative. As like, bleh.
Are they human zombies?
Yeah, they're human zombies. They're humanoid zombies.
I was expecting short zombies.
That's cute. Can I hide the brains on like the top shelf?
What?
Nothing.
Label them Abby normal.
Give me a second. Alright. Finish. Oh, I need to roll for Illyria. I'll do that in a second. Actually, if somebody has their sheet on access, can they do it?
I don't think I do.
Okay. I'll do it in a second.
Nah, I just.
Oh no, I think I got hers. I can do it.
Okay. One of them got 0.
You are not prepared.
Sorry.
Well, Illyria is. Alright. Illyria goes first. I assume one of you sort of informs the party of the situation.
Yeah.
Then she comes in with Valora and takes some shots, if you don't mind, Hum. Let me turn down the music
Okay.
a bit.
Sorry, I have to open her sheet again. Hold on.
No worries. Appreciate it.
Preach.
Where's she shooting?
Oh, she's gonna aim for this guy here.
Okie dokie, that's a hit. For 15. Nice.
And she'll shoot again.
Alright. That is a miss, unfortunately.
Bummer.
And that is her turn, I believe.
believe so.
This one's turn. It sort of advances over to here, kind of looks at Zachriel, gets to this point, and then it kind of just eyes down the party and stays there. Tadias, it's your turn.
Can I want to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
I want to look at the, I think this is a sarcophagus, right?
It is a... I don't know if sarcophagus is the right word, but yes, it is like a tomb. You know.
It looks fancier than the other ones?
Oh yeah, it looks fancier.
Can I insight check this Zom to see if he's guarding that?
Sure. You can tell, from what you know, you can sort of tell that the way he walked, it looks like this thing is trying to... Hold on, let me make sure it's showed others. It looks like it's trying to defend this side of the room.
They have orders. I'm just going to hold a single attack, and I'm not going to do anything until they attack one of my friends.
Okay. This zombie shuffles... This zombie shuffles over. Gets to about... Wait. Speed, 20 feet. 1, 2... Yeah, it gets to about here. And just kind of leers at the party. Zachriel.
Well, this is very strange. I will just kind of... I'll move here and take up an attack stance, ready an attack for this guy.
Okay.
Or if any of them approach, I guess.
Alright. Delia.
But just kind of imposing myself in front of Illyria.
I'm going to move over here and send a firebolt at this guy.
Alright. That's a hit. And boy, you roll high. It just burns to a crisp and kind of turns to dust.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Alright. This one is going to make his way there, kind of leer at the party, and that's its turn. This one's dead. Please, there we go. This one steps over to here and kind of just, again, leers at the party. Hum.
Hum's kind of wondering if we should attack. It says, should we just leave the room and see if they go back?
And are you going to do anything else with your turn?
She readies her crossbow should they come forward anymore.
Okay. this one kind of shuffles his way through to here, and then down to here, and he's going to attack Zachriel.
Got your main
Which means I'm gonna attack him.
I'm gonna attack.
Go ahead and load him up.
Yeah.
That's a hit. That's also a hit. I don't know what happened to your macro.
I think when I rolled, he clicked mind damage.
Yeah, you got clicked in.
Alright, so that's 21 damage so far. Roll that. Okay, I forgot to do this for the last one. The arrow strikes his, the bolt from Hum's crossbow strikes his head and kind of leans back and just kind of like runs forward again as it takes a swipe at Zachriel. 17 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. And that's his turn. Illyria is still not here? Okay. She can take some more shots.
Yeah, she's gonna take a couple more shots at these guys.
Okay.
Is she too close for
Nope.
the guy that's right in front?
She is not. That is a hit. With that damage, knocks his head clean off and falls over.
She's gonna take another shot, but she's gonna take it at the guy who was behind him.
All right. That is a hit. So 15 damage. All right. That's her turn. It is that one's turn that she hits, and sort of comes over to here and is going to attempt to attack Zachriel. 5 to hit. Tadias.
Yes.
As the Resinor whips back into my belt, I pull out one of the swords.
One of what?
One of the shark swords.
Ah.
And I guess I'll one-hand that sucker.
That's a hit. Alright.
Second attack. Wow.
Alright, you kind of dig the teeth into this thing and rip it apart and rend it, and it is down.
I'm going to just back up right here.
Alright. This zombie shuffles down to here, and that's all it does. Zachriel.
Alright, I will.
Gonna move these
Being
guys.
that they. I'm still not sure about the situation, but being that they did go on the offense a little. I'm gonna run up here, and I'm gonna slam this guy with my shield.
He's going to take his ready to attack.
Okay.
Misses. Proceed. You push at him, and he manages to stay up.
Alright. I'll go in with the shovel.
That's a hit. That's also a hit. 7 and 11. He's still up, though you've hacked into him quite a bit, ripping him apart. Delia.
I'm just gonna send a firebolt at this one.
Alright. Yeah, Zachariah burns to a crisp in front of you with his chest cavity just sort of flaming.
That was all you, buddy.
The one up from Zachriel kind of shuffles down to here. You notice he stands in front of a door and attacks you. 15. Misses.
Yes.
This one's going to go at you as well. Try to hit you. 11 misses. Hum.
I'm just gonna move a little bit forward here. And she's going to send an attack at this guy coming at Zachariah.
Alright. That is a hit. Which one? This one, right?
Yeah, that one.
Alright, 8 piercing. That one's
And
dead.
that's it.
Illyria.
Oh yeah, now Lyria's gonna take shots at the same.
All right. Fire elf. That is a hit. Solid. Give me a second. All right. He did.
Okay, so she's gonna take her second shot at the other guy. In front of
Actually,
Zachariah.
oh no, yeah. He has some cover, so it's gonna take a penalty.
Okay, well she's gonna take a movement. She's gonna step over so she can get a better shot at him.
All right.
And then she will take a shot.
That is a hit. Solid damage. All right.
Good job, kitties. I'm back.
Thank you.
Tadias.
We only got one left.
And one left. And he's
I
pretty
don't want
chopped
I
up.
don't move any closer than they were, just in case there are traps or anything around here. So I'm just going to stand up here and put the shark sword back in, and then throw.
Throw a dagger.
Wow.
That's a hit. That is a dead zombie.
Back in my belt. That seems strange. It seems strange.
They were guarding the door, it looks like.
That was very strange.
I think, I guess I point over to the kind of fancy or crypt. They're guarding that in some respect.
Well, as far as I know, what is dead should stay dead, so...
Let me take a quick look at this. I'm going to try to investigate, make sure the floor doesn't have any traps as I'm approaching. Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
Just investigate.
Yeah. Give me a second. Where did my cave go? Cave?
Where did you
Okay.
leave it?
Yes.
My
Where
cave sound
did I
effect
see
like
it?
disappeared. All right. Well, you don't see any traps or anything. The floor is mostly clear. It seems like those zombies were the defense.
Then I'm going to approach this and try to investigate the coffin, see if there's anything that.
All right. It's a magnificent sarcophagus, carved in the image of a dwarven figure with a long beard. And there is a description on it that reads, here lies, and then the name is sort of scratched like out, seemingly on purpose, but a very, very, very long time ago. Like, you can tell this thing's ancient. Defender of Belsimer.
Have I heard of Bessemer before?
Roll history.
I'll do that.
You've heard the name Belsimer before, and it comes from some older tomes, very old tomes that you once perused through, and once, a very long time ago, you heard a dwarf in Fourth Stride kind of talking about it, using the name with very hushed tone, but that's all you can remember.
Do I even know Bessemer? Something involving dwarves.
Mm-mm.
Is it the city? Is it the clan or something?
Hum, go ahead and
Do
roll
any
history.
of us know?
Roll history, Hum.
Hum probably knows more about dwarves, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. So what do you guys do? Where is my cave? Oh, of course. It's an ambience, not sound effects. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
Do you think this man would have perhaps the key to the thing?
The
The key was ancient and old.
With a shot, I guess.
I'm worried about this. I don't like disturbing crypts, especially when they have undead guard.
Well, I mean, is it really disturbing? We haven't actually taken anything.
Yeah, can I put my ear up to the stone and see if I hear anything in there?
You hear
Moaning
nothing.
or anything?
You hear nothing.
Well, if anyone would have a key, it would be him.
You think?
Right, Zachariah, when you're ready, I put my hands on the edge of the lid.
Put my hand on. Or do you want help, or do you want me?
Yeah, I think we should do it together.
You guys push
Ready.
off slowly this lid, and inside is empty.
Spooky.
Can I inspect the inside of it, see if there's any signs of anything in there?
Roll investigation.
Okay. But
You find some gold, but it's very old print. It's definitely not money minted in Forstride or anywhere nearby. There's a dwarven face on it. It is. By the way, it's 1 gold piece. If you want to add that.
kind of clink it over to Lieutenant Stash.
Okay.
I don't like an empty sarcophagus. The name.
What'd you say?
It irks me slightly seeing an empty sarcophagus with a slash in the name.
Are the rest of these open? Are they?
The rest of them are sort of, the lids are much lighter, and you peek in them, and there seems to be old skeletons with scraps of cloth about them.
Phidias,
Yes.
these coffins still have skeletons in them. And I point to the zombies.
Do we flip them all then?
Well, I imagine someone put these zombies there. Because it wouldn't make sense otherwise unless they're doubling coffins. Do people do that?
They
Two
do.
bodies in one coffin?
I think we should check the coffins very quickly. Just make sure there's nothing more missing. Did you see a key on that one?
There's not much. Yeah, you guys look through the coffins. It takes a few minutes, and you don't see anything other than what it described.
All right. If we're good here, I think we should go to the next area. And
Do we see this door?
You do see the door, and you did see that they're defending it.
Oh, they're defending the door.
Maybe we should check the door.
I didn't see the door.
The door is also a bronze plate.
Is it locked?
It is not locked, but you test it, and it seems to be a little stuck, just like the last one.
Tobias, you want to come muscle this door for me?
Anything for you, I move in and I try to quiet it.
All right,
I'm gonna help.
all right. Roll int-based athletics with advantage.
It's saving.
You easily push it open, disturbing some dust, but not making too much noise. And before you is some stairs leading up into darkness.
Alright.
Does it look like there's any traps or anything up the stairs?
Roll perception. Or investigation. Actually, probably be perception, because you're not getting down into it. You do not see any traps, Hum.
We all ready?
Yes.
Looks good to me.
Shall we?
Index up, and I asked him.
You guys head up the stairs?
Yep.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna move your tokens.
To the normal Zack and Mom
What?
phalanx.
Phalanx. Nice.
Little double shield phalanx front.
Nice, nice. Alright, momentito. Ooh. Whoa.
Oh.
And... Alright, I'm in the right there. Moving you back. Loading. Alright. You guys walk up the stairs. You guys walk up the stairs. This older part of what you gather is the monastery. Has been fitted out as a laboratory, with work tables covered in alchemical apparati, the shelves full of strange curios and dusty clay jars. The windows have been bricked up, and cobwebs hang thick in the ceiling corners. An ancient figure peruses a heavy tome that lies open at a small desk, making notes on the sheets of parchment covered in arcane writing. You then see a glowing circle to, it would be your right, the east. You look across at it, it sort of draws your attention because of the light, and you see a book appear standing on its end on this circle. It falls flat with a small thud. The figure begins to walk toward it, and he gives a passing glance. He says, "I am not your enemy." Makes his way over to here, picks up the book, then he starts walking back over to the desk.
I give this guy to the rest of the party and say, I think we disabled your security system, unfortunately.
That's right, I set that up a while ago. So all those... He kind of bends his head down a little bit, obscuring his face with the hood, and he says, "Oh, centuries now."
Centuries.
Yes.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. It's hard to get a read on this guy with the hood and all.
What have you been doing here for centuries?
Oh, studying arcane tomes with whatever he sends me. Well, I'm not.
Is he a
First
member
off,
of the cult?
do you have a name?
My name. Oh. My name is Renwick Caradune.
Can I look over the table real quickly and see if I see anything that like jumps out to me?
Justin.
Does that name stand out?
It does to one of you.
Sound-
I would hope it does to one of you.
Is that me? Because I don't. I thought we talked about this guy with in regards to a warlock character and not Delia.
No, same dude. Wait a minute, hold on. Jump to it, please. Check your DMs. What's up?
Mike, he said century, like as a plural. It's well known that elves can live a very long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what?
Delia kind of perks up at his name and says, "The Renwick Caradu?"
He kind of...
I whisper over to Dahlia, "You know him?"
Well, I've read about him, and he was a pretty big guy before the calamity.
It was...
He's a very accomplished spellcaster.
Yes. He,
So-
says, "Oh, you've heard of me."
So what does someone like you do in a room for a couple centuries?
He, you hear just this kind of shaky, sort of echoey sigh come from him, and he says, "Oh, so long ago. Well, when these lands used to be, well, quite different in structure and terrain. Myself and my brother used to, well, go around and help people. I had my magic, he had his sword. But near the end of my life, I wanted to keep helping people and prepared to do something I regret, especially now." He kind of looks at the party. Do any of you know what a lich is?
What?
Do I know?
Roll Arcana.
Arcana.
Delia, you can roll it with advantage because you've been at school. Okay, both of you guys know what a lich is. You both know that it is a method for very powerful spellcasters to gain immortality. And Tadias, you know with that Arcana check that liches require something called a phylactery to stay cohesive in this undead state, and that in order to stay cohesive in this undead state, the phylactery is fed with souls. Living souls.
Are you suggesting that you are trying to become a lich?
Shakes his head and he just kind of stays over there, sort of, but he kind of advances about 5 feet, and he says, "No, I was successful, but, well, I had everything in order. I had the phylactery made, and I even went as far as to get agreements from some of my compatriots to feed the phylactery souls. They were pretty hesitant, but I decided against it, and I had the potion on me, and there was a moment where I was in battle with my brother, and I suffered a mortal wound, and I suppose he cared so much about me that he fed me the potion. And I'm not entirely sure how, but he's hidden the phylactery, even from me, and I'm stuck this way."
But I'm very confused. What's going on here? What do you mean the lich phylactery?
Zachariel, this man is in some ways cursed by fate, chance. He cannot die.
Oh, I've tried, and I appear in a small, dark room for a moment when I reform, and then he kind of gestures over to the circle behind you, Tadias. I end up there,
interesting tale. Do you know anything about the Divine Mountain?
Oh, the cultists that have taken up this other half of the monastery? They tried to recruit me.
Are they the ones that we found downstairs?
The zombies?
I have a feeling you would not be recruited easily.
Shakes his head and you hear kind of a small chuckle. He says, I'm loath to kill again, but those folks in particular, they do some nasty things, and they wanted to use me to build up some sort of army, but I'd rather not. Then he kind of gestures to Delia. He says, you there, you recognized me. Are you a mage? Are you a magician yourself?
I am. I even have a book all about you in my backpack. I'm a big fan.
He kind of bashfully kind of hides a little bit more. He says, I'm flattered. He says, tell me, what are your studies like? And he kind of, it sounds like he's about to start chatting up Delia about her arcane studies. He says, what kind of school do you do? Da, da, da.
I'm going to tell him all about my work with crystals. I've even managed to weave lower level spells into crystals, and I'm going to show him the last mage armor crystal that I have.
He says, oh, this is very impressive. I've actually managed to do something similar to this. And he looks at your staff, and he says, do those contain any spells?
No, they don't. Not yet. I'm working on it.
For the first time, he kind of lifts his head, and under the hood, if this were the first time you've seen him, you might be utterly terrified, as underneath the hood is a undead sort of skull with very tight dead skin sort of draping on it, and his eyes sort of glow, and he angles his head in a way where it looks like he's smiling, and he says, I can expedite the process on one of the crystals if you'd like.
That would be amazing.
He says, give it here.
I'll hand over my staff.
He says, do you all mind taking an hour?
Well, if you have any information on the cult, seem to be, although by every instant it's telling me that undeads are generally evil and are out for no good, but
He's sort of
seem quite different.
He says, well, he kind of takes the staff, he puts on his desk, clears away some of it, and he says, well, let's just say I didn't exactly choose. Well, I did, but then I didn't choose. I don't want to be here right now, you know what I mean. And he starts to do some arcane incantations. He takes some loose components from a shelf, and he starts to work on Delia's staff.
We are here to fell the cult. Is there any way we could help you?
He says,
Perhaps.
well, if you can find my damn phylactery and bring it to me so I can destroy it and finally, well, leave. I grow tired of this. As he's sort of working on the staff.
Do you believe it's in the tunnels?
Shakes his head. I've looked everywhere here. It's nowhere near this monastery.
Did
What of
someone
your brother?
take it?
What did you say, Illyria?
Did someone take it, like your brother?
I can only assume when I'm fed, and he's sort of answering your question too, Zachariel. I can only assume that my brother absconded with it after he fed me the potion and set up that teleportation circle you see. When you're fed the potion, the process to fully realize yourself as a lich takes a week or two, a 10-day or two.
this phylactery, you said it requires souls for you to maintain?
He kind of like sighs and his shoulders slump. He says, somehow someone is feeding it souls. Otherwise, I wouldn't be the way I am. I would be just a floating head, probably half insane. Or all insane. So there's someone...
That makes it a little easier to find.
What does this phylactery look like?
He says, it is... Well, it's a chalice. Or a goblet. Can't remember exactly. It's a cup. Silver in make. It was our mother's. Has filigrees on the side.
You said you're a very powerful spellcaster. I know I know nothing about magic. Are you able to create an image of it? Perhaps we could
of course.
It down
and then he says, he kind of stops the work he's doing on the staff, and then he says, are you ready?
Jedias?
Sure, yes.
You get out your paper and pin, and he produces a illusion of it, and it's a silver chalice with this really nice filigree.
Now, your brother and yourself, where are you from? Did you have a home, a city?
So he's sort of like holding out his hand as you're copying it down. He says, well, we came from the north. Very long time ago.
North of here.
North of here. North of this region. We were young.
What's your brother's name?
He says, sorry, hold on. He says, oh, his name is Samular. Caradun, like me. It's in the chat.
Well, I imagine that unless your brother learned magic, he's probably not around. Someone has that chalice.
Does that name sound familiar to anyone?
Roll history.
May I do that as well?
You may, because you heard it.
Wow.
It's a very high DC, so don't be disappointed if you don't get it.
Aha! Oh.
Delia, the name kind of rings a bell, but you aren't sure where. You're one short of the DC. But it just seems it sticks out to you. You've heard that name somewhere.
We might get back to town and look into the name. Maybe they have a resting ground descendant that might have it. I don't know.
What is
the book about Renwick mention his brother?
It does in like a way where it's like his brother. It doesn't mention him by name.
Okay.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't have anything else. Go on.
What is the name of this region you're from? I'm not from around here as well.
He says, I'm not sure if it's around anymore, but I'm from Galtana, kingdom to the north. Zachary, you know well enough that this is a kingdom that does trade with the place you're from.
It's a old allies.
He kind of nods at you. He looks at Tadias to see if he's done etching down the chalice.
Thank you.
He takes the illusion away and then he keeps working on the thing.
So Caradun, the Divine Mountain to the north tunnels, they have a set of bars, weird keyhole. You wouldn't happen to know where a key would be, would you?
Well, it's probably in the possession of one of the leaders. Either the spry young woman or the mage who can deal in earth magics.
Linda?
Karen.
She's very curious. She is,
Maybe.
in fact, blind, but she can somehow still see.
Well, that's who we're here looking for. Well, as
I get angry.
Renwick, do you know anything of their numbers?
He says, it was about 20, 24, 25 of them in the upper place at any given time. That's the impression I get. I usually, as you know, stay in here. I'm unsure of the lower levels.
Okay, I have one more. I'm a little curious. We came in through a back passage in the underneath there. There was a door, a plate door that had a very large indent, and I sent my friend here, and I take out the bottle and take off the cork. Water.
Oh, water elemental. Curious.
Yes, his name is Squirt. He's actually very friendly. But I sent him under the door, and he came back very quickly and told me that there was a big brown creature with mandibles. Very free. You know anything of that?
He ponders for a moment. He says, sounds like it's one of those creatures from the Underdark. I believe they're called Umber Hulks. It's the term of phrase me and my brother used. They have an ability where if they stare at you, they can scramble your mind. And they're also very ferocious.
Was there a way to quickly kill them?
Other than the conventional ways, sword and spell, they don't have any particular weakness.
Renwick, in your studies of the arcane, I know very little. I've always been able to produce flame from my hands and such.
You're a genasi.
Yes, I go from a land
You're back.
a little far off from here. Have you ever come across items that are able to... I don't really know how to explain it, but transfer emotion to the wielder?
Oh, yes. My brother has, or had, I'm not sure, had a shield that had that sort of property, which we divined belonged to a different adventurer from many, many centuries ago. Longer than I've been around, longer than he's been around, of course.
Are you're able to figure out who owns or who may have created these items?
Potentially. Did you have something in mind?
I do, actually. I have this shovel. It very much enjoys when I kill cult.
He kind of looks at it, he blinks a couple times. He says, oh, I'd be wary. I've heard some talk about a couple of individuals. You must be them, of course. I heard some talk of them. I believe the young woman who is the quote-unquote abbess of this monastery. I heard talk from her to steal the shovel at all costs. They seem to be after it.
Well, when we found it, it was embedded in a large rock creature. I imagine it holds some importance to them.
Well, let me finish with this and I'll see what I can divine from your implement.
Say you like reading. Do you only read Arcana, or do you...
Well, that and history always is interesting to me.
Do you have any tomes here that aren't magical in nature?
looks around. Well,
I've been trying to teach my friend here, Tadius, how to speak Primordial, but I only have a beginner's book.
something in Primordial. He looks around. He says, check over in that bookshelf. He points you to the northwest corner. And you sort of peruse around, and you find a lot of dusty tomes, and you find one with the spine that has primordial writing on it, and it looks like a book about methods to.
I'm back.
Hi. It looks like it's you know what? It's a cookbook.
Oh my god. That was my next question. Was there any cookbook?
It's a cookbook in Primordial.
This is amazing.
You seem delighted by something. I don't know if I.
It's a Primordial cookbook. I could learn some new recipes and teach you the language. This is great. Renwick, do you mind?
To see if I is up.
I imagine you don't need to eat very often.
A very low, kind of bitter, but still in good spirits chuckle emits from his dusty throat, and he says, "Go ahead and take it."
Sorry, I didn't mean any offense, but
No, it's fine. It's been a while
I mean, I could
since
cook you something if you'd like.
I wouldn't do me any good. And he holds up the staff and he says, "All right, all done." Holds it out to Delia.
I'm gonna like hold it, kind of like starstruck.
And the knowledge of what it can do sort of just floods into you instantly. And I'm going to give you the handout.
I imagine that scene in Harry Potter when he gets his wand.
Sorta.
Yeah, wind starts swiping up around.
Yep.
John Williams
Here you go.
spelling strings.
Hope's End now has 3 charges, which return at midnight. As a bonus action, you can spend a charge tapping the staff on the ground, causing an arcane buffer to surround your body, granting the benefits of the Blade Ward spell for 1 minute. You can also spend a charge to cast Absorb Elements.
No stabs for you.
This is amazing.
He laughs slightly. He says, "I'm glad you appreciate it. You seem, well, not as armored as the rest of your companions. Seemed like you might need a little bit extra defense."
Oh, you are absolutely right. I'm gonna show him one of the holes in my robes from a speed.
Ooh, that looks gnarly.
I didn't get there in time.
Gets in close and looks at the staff. That is just awesome.
Yes, she got those wounds when we liberated the city. The cult was using them as forced labor in the mines. I can only imagine they're looking for something.
That's terrible.
But they're free now, and we intend to make sure that it stays that way. So we have to kill or detain every cultist here.
Kind of nods, and then he brings his hand up to his bony chin and kind of just like strokes his non-existent beard. Seems like he's thinking. He says, "Well, while you're here," he kind of gestures to this door. He says, "While you're here, you can use my quarters as a place to recoup if you need." He says, "This door here leads out into the monastery."
I laid the shovel on the table.
Ah, yes. Picks it up, inspects it. After about a minute, a kind of the lights in his eyes that serve as like his eyesight kind of like flashes a bit, like is blinking, and he says, "I'm having trouble getting to the origin of this thing. It seems that it needs to reclaim power lost. Whatever this implement is from. Suni. Why does that name ring a bell? I'm sorry, I can't.
I have been noticing that it is getting stronger and more useful, or versatile, I guess.
Yes, it seems to be able to cast spells. It seems that whatever knowledge of its past it had, it needs more power from whatever took it away.
Well, I guess I'll keep the beheading cult where that ends.
Are you protecting people as well?
Yes, actually, I've actually turned 2 people forced into the cult, set them on the righteous path again.
He nods. He says,
I
well done.
think anyway. I hope. Thank you. Everyone gets a shot at redemption, right?
He nods. They do.
Except for the ones that hurt you, Ben. Those ones you must punish.
He says, Delia, was it?
Yes.
You can have this as well. He kind of looks into one of his bookshelves, and he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you, and you recognize it as a spell scroll. He says, I don't really have much use for this particular number, but you might be able to make use of it.
This is just so amazing. Thank you so much.
He laughs.
Are you
What
able
scroll
to
is
leave
it?
this power?
What?
Are you able to leave?
He says, I can leave. I just haven't had much reason to.
I imagine.
All my attempts to find my phylactery have been for naught.
I imagine an accomplished practitioner of the arcane arts as yourself, able to disguise yourself, you could really walk among the less trained.
It's true. I've done
There
that,
is
and
a-
I have done that.
Delia here goes to the wizard college in Forest Drive. Have you tried looking there?
He kind of just, like, his eye lights blink. There's a mage college. When was it established?
Delia?
Do I know that?
You do. It was established about 50 years ago.
And so it's very new.
Well, the last time I forayed around to search for my phylactery was about 3/4 of a century ago. If there's a mage college, there might be someone who knows something.
Well, we've sort of built up somewhat of a reputation around here. If there's any way that we could converse over distance, or you might be able to go there and speak to someone, and perhaps they'll welcome you in without, the whole undead.
So
Would
what-
I know if there's anything about the phylactery, like in the library, or someone who knows of it?
Well, to that feature, I will say this. You sort of look around and you pick up the book that he left on a table that he picked up from the teleport circle. You look at it and you see the seal that belongs to Aldak's Center for the Arcane Arts. The school you went to.
Well, this book here is actually from my school.
Curious. I had the impression that whoever is feeding my phylactery is also feeding me, quote-unquote, these books. Either my brother or some other figure. That means that either he's there, or, well, whoever is keeping me this way is there, or sending somebody. There's a connection.
There's a good chance. Well, yes, there's a good chance that they probably think that you're doing good things, so they want to keep you, but they obviously don't know how it's affecting you.
Well,
Only one way to find out.
indeed.
Well, since you don't want to be killing people, and we need to kill the cultists, how about you stay here in your comfort of research, and when we finish, if we do not all perish, we'll go back together.
He nods, and he sort of tosses his hood back, and you kind of see the gross visage. And he kind of like snaps his fingers, makes a couple of gestures, and his appearance, he casts disguise self on himself, and he looks like an average human.
I kind of steal my resolve as I look at his undead face shift.
Yeah. He says, might not be a bad idea.
Well, I personally hope that you do come back with us.
Yes, I would love to help you find rest.
Oh,
I'm sure the rest of us would love to as well.
Absolutely.
He
For sure.
he gestures to the door. If you ever need to duck out, all you need to do to get back in here from this door, he points to that door again, is knock like this, and I will open it for you.
What do you know of
Right.
the south? Have you seen any of them leading that way?
He says, to the south is a hallway that has an entrance to the front door, and there is a training room of sorts that you can access from it.
I had a question for you. You know this place pretty well, right?
Somewhat. I know the general layout. I don't really keep up with how the monks run their business.
So you don't know where some traps might be yet?
They don't typically, as far as I'm aware, they don't typically keep the place trapped. There's monks and other heavily armed figures walking around day in and day out.
I figured they probably know that we're coming, so they might trap up a bit.
If they know you're coming, they might have... They simply may have a system where they send their people after you. They're quite fatalistic. At least the ones here, they seem to be keen on dying for their cause, if it means dealing wounds.
Yeah, sounds familiar to the other cult. Crushing Wave.
There's another.
As we know those two.
Seems like you have your work cut out for you.
Well, we already crushed the Crushing Wave. I think, anyway.
There was one name we never crossed off the list, but yes, for the most part.
What was that name again, Ty?
I forget it right now, but I believe he was casting spells from a whale or shark.
Oh, yes, and there was that strange fellow that came up out of the water.
Yes. But for right now, we have a Karen to deal with.
I thought her name was Linda.
Mary Beth?
Oh my, I almost thought you said my last name for a moment.
No, you're fine. I've had a recent change of heart when it comes to creatures that don't want to be what they are. So, we shall, probably head onward unless anyone wanted to take his gracious opportunity for rest.
It's been about an hour that he was working, so if you guys want to resolve a short rest, go for it.
I'll drop a hit. Maybe I'll drop 2 because I rolled a 4.
It also means you get your damn. It means you also get your inspiration back.
Gracias.
I don't think anyone else used any other resources.
Oh, full health.
So what do you guys do?
And let's do 1 more just so I'm at.
Damn!
Oh, yeah.
You just
I
got
got to 45.
poor Tadias.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Alright, shall we go rush another goal?
Yes, I think so.
Ruin the Divine Mountain?
Divide the mountain.
Renwick, I wish you luck, and I wish us luck in helping you.
He says, much obliged. I haven't met good folk in, well, years. It's good to see all of you.
If you ever do end up in Fourth Stride, or looking for the Mage College, you can also drop by, Poor Decisions and always come get a superficial drink.
We'll see.
Have a good one.
So he flicks.
Nice meeting you.
He flicks his fingers, and you see a slight flash come from this door here. And he says, "When you leave, I will lock it again. You know the way in." There you go.
Well, let's get going. Healed up.
Alright.
Right. So you open the door. Let me do a thing. Oh. Interesting. Okay, well, you open the door, and before you is a hallway. You see another door. You see 2 doors. One directly to the south, one to the west. Where do you go, and what do you do?
I look leftwards at the hole.
You look leftwards to Dias, and as you sort of walk out, you see one of those familiar figures with the robes and the gilded tin gargoyle mask kind of whip around the corner. Oh, and by the way, I need to change the lighting because it's fully lit in here. Give me a second. But I can't do, like, independent lighting. Because it is actually the middle of the day. So this guy comes around the corner, sees you. Split second of, like, and then...
I was...
Huh?
Dashing after him.
So, yeah, he walks over here as you dash at him, and he knocks at the door and he says, "Abbas!" Go and roll initiative. After I clear this, hold on, don't roll initiative.
Right into it.
Well, I can't really help the structure of the dungeon, so...
It's kind of funny that I'm just like, bye, friend. Oh, villain. That's the... Oh, Daily's getting in this thing.
I'm hyped up.
You ready? You got a fancy new staff and everything.
Hope's End Great Staff of Demise is going to get some real good use now.
Give me a second to bring up some things. What in the fudging fudge? Whoa, what is going on?
Things.
What?
Some stuff.
Roll 20 is
Some
just
stuff?
chugging. Alright,
With the things.
Oh no.
I'm just
Oh
trying
no.
I'm just trying to bring up a dude.
So the last time I saw Renwick, I attacked him.
That's right, you did.
Nope.
Oh, spelling it wrong, that's why. Alright.
And I knew how powerful he was.
I'm a bird! You're undead!
Honestly, if I wasn't, like, recently, like, throat up, I might have done it as well.
Well, my Kenku Divine Soul Sorcerer is a follower of the Raven Queen, so I just saw him as
Oh, for
Abomination.
Yeah,
Yeah, he fucked me up.
he
Found
fucked you
you.
up. And then he was like, okay, I'll stop. And then you attacked him again. Oh, that was great. No, I didn't want you to do that. Trying to click the gear. Okay.
And then he made me feel bad. Now, the character is eventually, hopefully, going to try and save.
So one of the other things you heard when you exited this door, Tadias, is you kind of heard like the sound of people grunting, moving around. You heard the sound of somebody fall down onto what sounded like a mat coming from this room. That way. So they all rolled, and then she's gonna roll. It's one of those things where things could go one way, but they go one way. All right. So. Oh my God. Music. This combat might go over time. You guys okay with that? Probably will go over time.
I'm good.
It's fine.
All right. So. All right. You see popping out of a door to the south, this fellow, and sees the lot of you, kind of looks back and says, "They're here!" And he is going to... You see that he looks kind of winded, but he just bolts toward Tadias, and he's going to start attacking him. Cheat, please. That's going to be a crit. Wow.
Starting off strong.
Starting off strong. 15 damage.
Yikeshy mash.
And then goes again for...
Super winded crit.
Yeah, super winded crit. It looks like he's taking a second wind. This one's a 10 to hit.
Nah.
Alright, that's his turn. This one is going to rush over here towards Tadias and is going to try the same thing. Wow, another crit.
I'm taking lucky. I'm taking it. It's so happening.
11 damage. And then he follows up with a kick. Ooh, 23 to hit. Holy shit.
I actually don't even know how many. Screw it. Let's do it.
9 bludgeoning. That's his turn. Delia.
I'm down to 10.
Okay, am I able to like shoot through the doorway, or are there too many people?
You can shoot
Like
through the doorway.
Okay. I'm gonna send a firebolt
All right.
at this guy.
Okay. That is a miss. Unfortunately. Illyria, it is your turn.
Am I okay to shoot from here? I'm not gonna get anybody.
You can take movement. Get a better shot. You've got 3 bodies ahead of you. What do you do?
So if I move like beside Delia here.
You can, yes. You will, and you will still be okay to shoot without disadvantage.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one in front of me.
All right.
In front of.
Yep. That is a miss.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot again.
All right. That's a hit. All right. He's so winded that the arrow just kind of pierces through him and he falls down, dead. Tadias, it is your turn.
These are like the monk ones without armor, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to swing on in behind him to flank Zaki boy, pull out one of those shark swords, and just go right for his.
All right.
Attacking shark sword, one-handed. Wow.
That's a hit. Ouch. What is that? 19? Yeah. He hurt a lot. And he is just bleeding profusely, but he stands firm. And,
That guy bring upwards and try to, like, cut his torso.
that is a hit. And you cleave him in twain. At this point, Zachriel and Delia, Renwick kind of says, between the two of you, which one needs help? Answer quickly.
Tadias?
Well, I can't touch him from here.
Probably Delia.
Oh, wait, actually, hold on, let me check something.
Just link spells?
Oh, okay. You said Tadias. He says, And then he kind of just, like, skirts his way through, and you just smell this kind of dank, like, smell of death. He kind of peeks his head out the door, and Tadias, he casts haste on you, and then goes back in. You're hasted.
Oh, God.
And go ahead and take your turn.
I did take my...
All right. Coming out of the room here, you hear the door open, and this guy pops out, and you see he has a weapon in his hand, and he runs toward you, but he doesn't have enough movement. You turn around and you see him. He has this sort of red bladed dagger of a sort of ruddy red color, and he chucks it at you. And he hits with 23.
No, I'm going to shield.
All right.
I have a 25 AC now because of that.
It hits the shield and it knocks aside. And that's his turn. This gentleman... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gets to here, and is able to hit you. 17, 21. These guys are rolling hot fire.
I'm unfortunately still safe from
Alright.
their hot fire.
This guy comes over here, walks up to here, and is going to attempt to attack Tadias. 11, 15.
25. Safe. Ooh. Come down.
You see coming out of this door a face you recognize, Tadias. They sort of peer at you and then walk down this way. And you watch them sort of take their hands, put them together, but that's all they can do at this moment. Zachriel.
Alright, Zachriel. Going to... He moves out here. And I'm gonna try and overpower this monk and force him to the ground.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, he's not grounded.
Alright, I swing with the shovel.
That's a hit. That guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna make that a trip.
Alright. He does not trip, but he holds his ground as you slice him in twain, and then he crumbles.
Alright. And then I'll step over here with my extra attack and hit this guy.
Alright. You see on the ground before you is that ruddy red dagger. That's a hit.
Just kind of put my boot on it.
Alright. 8 damage. Alright. Hamid, it's your turn.
I'm gonna step outside the door and take a shot at the guy in front of Zach.
Alright. I'm gonna move these guys over here. That's a hit.
She's gonna use her psychic blades with that.
All right. Oh, yeah, 6, and then you kill him. Ugh! All right. That guy is dead. That guy is dead. Delia.
Okay, I'm gonna come out into the hallway. And I will... I'll send magic missiles at this dude.
All right. 12 force damage. All right. Illyria.
I'm gonna come out to the hallway. So I can see what's going on here. Then I'm gonna, I guess.
You recognize
what's the red
her?
dot?
Huh? What?
What does the red dot mean?
Oh, it just means that he had that dagger I mentioned earlier. It was differentiating him. He has a weapon that no one else has.
Okay.
But he is hurt. But you also see and recognize Helen across the hall. Looks like she's walking.
Dear.
She's walking. She's kind of taking a stance. She sees you, and
Catherine?
what do you do?
I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on her.
All right. She is huntedly marked.
Then I guess I'm gonna shoot one at
Her?
the guy in front of me.
Oh, okay. You got it. Shoot away. That's a hit. For 17. And he's dead.
Then I'm gonna shoot my other one at her.
All right. Oh, here we go. She catches the arrow with a reaction, and then tosses the arrow aside as she takes a legendary action. She stamps her foot onto the ground, and Illyria, I need you to make a dex saving throw. As she says, "I'll do to you what I did to him." Dex save. Ooh.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Alright. A pillar spire, sharp spire of earth, protrudes from the ground beneath your feet. You take 13 piercing damage, and you are impaled. As you're impaled this way, you're restrained. You must take an action to make a strength check or acrobatics check to escape. Tadias, it's your turn.
Can I make the strength check to help her off the spike?
It looks like the pike can be broken itself with the right amount of force.
Can I try to break it?
Absolutely.
What do I need to...
An attack.
Alright, I will try to smash that spike thing, and I guess the long sword is fine. I'll just take the back end of the shark sword.
Okay. That's a hit. 9 slashing. Alright.
Is it still standing?
It is still standing.
Okay, I'm gonna begin.
That is a
Remember
hit.
your haste.
I do. So what?
That's it.
Alright.
You break it, and Illyria is
Alright.
freed.
I'm going to move in on this person. And with my haste action, I'm going to try to punch her just right in the jaw.
The haste action has to be
An attack?
attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
Yes, I'm using the attack.
Okay.
So it's going to be unarmed attack.
All right.
24 to hit.
That is a hit. She used a reaction already.
I
6
smack her with 6 damage.
Okay.
And then because I did that, I still have my bonus action. I will use that to grapple.
All right.
So I'm going to try to knock her.
You're gonna knock her
You
prone.
knock her down?
What are you doing?
Actually, I think I'm just going to grapple her. I think I'm just going to make sure she doesn't.
All right.
So,
You grapple her.
Alright, just got a hold of her hair after I punch her in the face.
She just kind of sneers at you.
You're going nowhere.
That guy is down. That guy is down. That guy is down. And it's her turn. She is going to try to punch you several times.
She may.
So here's one. 19 to hit.
Nope.
21 to hit.
I'm going to use another shield.
All right. 20 to hit. Misses. All right. Zachriel.
Alright, I'm gonna run up. And I'm gonna try and, like, as I'm running up, just slam my shield into her.
Okay.
I kind of pull her backwards towards try to trip her at the same time.
She resists your hair pull and kind of maneuvers around your shield, and you're unable to knock her prone.
Alright. Well then, shovel.
Hit.
This is a trip.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, she might fail the strength. Bruh.
DC 15.
19.
Alright. I'm hit her again.
That is a miss. As
I'm
she...
action surge.
All right.
I'm gonna hit her again.
That's a hit.
Make that a trip.
11. Trip. 18.
That's another pass. And I'll hit her again.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. Alright,
Mhm.
that's it for me.
You finish rolling your attacks as she's sort of bobbing and weaving. She moves her hands in a certain way, and you see this sort of power kind of coalesce in her foot. She stamps the ground, and Zachariel needs you to make a dex save. Alright. That is a fail. You are not impaled, but you take 13 piercing damage.
Alright. Does she look... does our head, like, tilt towards the shovel as I'm hitting her?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Hum.
So Hum saw the way she knocked away the arrow from Illyria, so she is going to viciously mock.
What do you say?
I knew you were going to ask me. So I call her son of a motherless boulder.
Son of a motherless boulder. Just, what? And it doesn't seem to affect her. And then...
And I'm done.
Okay. This guy bursts out of the hall, runs head on toward Tadias, is like doing a flying kick. Yeah! And he crits.
Well, I'm done.
He crits, and you take 10 bludgeoning damage.
Put me down. I'm unconscious, Steve.
And
I call
He-
that ninja Steve.
he sees you fall, and he kind of just like steps on you and goes to attack Zachriel. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Another crit.
Yeah,
Ninjas, man.
I'm rolling hot fire. I should play on Thursdays instead of run.
Overtime.
Okay, so that's gonna be 12 damage. This guy bursts from the hall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And he gets to here. That's all he can do. And then this guy bursts from this door, and he runs. Stands over Tadias' body, kind of interposes himself between. Sorry, I'm moving Tadias for a second. Interposes himself between Zachriel and Helen, and is that's just for fuck. Sorry, he's gonna attack. 17 to hit.
Miss.
17 to hit.
Miss.
All right. Tadias, roll me a death save.
Saving.
That is a save.
So close.
So close. Illyria.
Just a question: is my haste done when I get knocked out? Because I'm not concentrating.
No, it's concentrated on Renwood.
So that means I get 3 turns down. I still got 6, 7 more turns.
Illyria.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at the one guy there now.
Okay. That is unfortunately a miss. I am
Gonna
stealing
try it again.
the good rolls. I'm sorry. Feels bad, man. That's a hit. All right. Takes the arrow in the back. Ah! Turns around. Anything else? Delia.
No.
I'm
Delia.
going to get up here and throw 3 scorching rays at the dude standing over Tadias'.
All 3 at him? Alright, that is a hit. For 7. And then another hit for 9. And then another hit for 3. What is that altogether, Derp? 19. You blast fire at him and he is very much cooked, but he's still standing defiantly.
That's all I can do.
It is Helen Ray's turn, and she books it. You may take your attack of opportunity.
I will.
That is a hit.
One more try for the money. Make that save.
Ah. And she fails. She trips here, but then she stands up with half of her movement. She moved 5 feet. Where the hell is her speed? There it is. She moved half her movement, so she's got that much speed left. Yes, okay. Oops. So she makes it another one. Actually, she enters this door, closes it behind her, and then you don't see how far she goes. Zachriel.
Alright, on my turn, I guess to not risk injuring Tadias, I won't try to shove this guy. I will attack him. Ugh.
That is a miss. That is a hit, and you kill.
Alright, and with that I will move here to interpose myself between Ilya and Monk.
Hum, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna move forward a little bit and take a shot at this guy that's right in. Yeah, that's right in front of Tadias. I want to go save Tadias, but he's got somebody in front of him.
As a miss.
Okay, that was my turn.
Alright. Zachriel, this one turns to you, comes over to here, and is going to try to punch you twice. Bang, bang. 20 and 19.
Both hit.
Altogether, 8 damage.
Yep.
This one walks over here, steps over Zachriel's corpse, and then down to here, and then fires a couple of shots of his fists at Zachriel. 10. 16.
Yes. Yes.
He's dead. Tadias, another death save.
Alright, that's not fun.
That's a pass. Illyria.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna send Valora over to that guy and do pounce.
Alright. Roll that attack. That is a hit. So you need to make a strength save. He fails the strike save, so he is prone. Roll damage. And she may bite. That is a... Oh, roll with advantage, because it's prone. So roll again. I'll take the 16, and that's enough to hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, solid. He is prone and hurting very badly. Delia, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna send a ray of frost at this.
Alright. That's a hit for 12 cold damage, and you freeze him solid.
Ooh.
Return. You hear feminine shouting coming from the door that she went into. Gonna be that direction. That's it. Zachriel.
Alright, I'm going to... Oh, this guy's still up, isn't he? Alright, I'll walk over.
Yeah, they're down, yep.
Alright, I'll walk over and I'll slam the shovel down at him.
Wait.
Guy that's prone.
Oh, yes. Yes, that hits. And it kills.
Hey.
At concordance if you haven't been.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
Do you open this door?
Yeah, I'll use my other action to open the door.
Object interaction.
I'll use object interaction to open the door.
Alright, oops.
Only have 5 feet of movement left, so...
Give me a second.
I'll just
You gonna
step in.
you step in, let me describe this place for you. Blah, blah, blah.
And I will use my bonus action in a second.
Alright. God damn it. Sorry. Alright. This long, narrow court is paved in red sandstone. To the north, you can't really see what's to the north from where you are, can you? Yeah, to the north, it kind of goes north a ways. And, doors also exit the east and west. There's several narrow windows, and you see statues near the things marked with the stars. Those are statues.
Alright.
It's bright in here from the sun. Hum.
Hum is just gonna go forward and touch Mr. Tadias with Cure Wound.
Okie dokie.
By the way, I'm at 40.
Are you fucking killing?
Who's that for? Health? What?
I'm at 40 concordance.
Ah. Oh, really? Okay. So then, as you step in, that guy is dead. That guy is dead. Tadias, it'll be your turn, but give me a second.
Sure.
Alright. At 40 concordance, you kind of feel this empowerment appear, and you know immediately that it has grown in power, and you feel this sort of innate knowledge fill you, as you feel like the sense of approval coming from it, and a little bit more of like sentience more than emotion. And look at the handout, and it is that now.
Oh. So do I hear a voice?
You hear something faint, but it's hard to discern, especially in the heat of combat.
Alright.
So Tadias, what do you do?
I'm hasted. My speed is double, so it costs me 30 to get up.
Yeah. Half your speed.
I'm up with 30. I am going to action to touch myself for 5 points. And then I'm going to 30. Can't.
Step in the room with Zachriel.
Do I see any way that leads is the corner?
What?
Haste action to start. Do I see any like route that she took? Do I think she did this?
You do see that northerly direction. You see the corner of a very fancy-looking door, copper-sheathed door.
Sounds good. Bonus action dash, like 60 feet of movement because my is 60 now.
Okay, when you get to here, because I assume you're heading toward the door. Wait, stop. These statues that look like gargoyles come to life.
Yeah.
And you're gonna take 1 attack as soon as I figure out how to. Yeah. Kind of tries to rake at you with its claws, and it misses terribly.
Okay, so I will use my haste action to 1 attack this fool right here.
All right.
Must stab it with later. That's the button. See it?
That is just enough to hit.
Pow!
Pow! 10 piercing. Nice.
And then we'll just kind of nuzzle up into a little corner. And actually, I think it's better if I get like a year.
Okay.
On my...
You having audio problems on your end?
Yeah, I'm kind of like phasing in and I don't hear you every once in a while. I think it's my internet connection. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. So this guy takes flight over to you. Can he? Oh, yeah. He just zips right over to you, Tadias, and he's going to... At first, he's going to lean in and attempt to bite you. 13. Then he claws. 12. You don't know what's happening. This guy attacks. I need to fix that. Bite. On Tadias. 19 to hit.
Miss.
And 20 to hit.
I will have to use another sheet.
It's 3 piercing.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
Okay. Zachriel.
Alright, seeing Tadias still bleeding and running forward, I can't quite get up to him. I'll run up here and I will throw the javelin at the one he's attacking.
Alright. Your 1 javelin?
Yep. Oh, that shouldn't be it.
That's a hit anyway.
Yeah, the first one.
10 piercing.
Ooh, not bad.
However, you see it kind of chip into the stone, and it doesn't seem to do as much as it would if it were made of regular materials.
Stronger material.
Yep. Anything else?
That's it.
Hum.
I'm just gonna come forward and go in the door. I can't see what's in the room yet, so give me a second.
No problem. You see your friends, by battling these earth flying creatures. Let me get the hand out. They look like that.
Ew. Hold on 1 second. So she's gonna move forward 1 more square, and then she's going to... I forgot to roll the 1.
The what?
I forgot to roll the 1 when we woke up.
Oh, go ahead and do that real quick.
Oof.
Oof, indeed.
She is going to just fire a charge of the wand at this guy in front of Tadias here.
All right. A charge. So 12 damage. You see cracks starting to run across its form. Delia.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here. Nope, not there. Okay, and I'm going to magic missile this one.
All right. That's a hit. Oh yeah, it's auto hit. More and more cracks and parts of its body start chipping off. Illyria.
The only thing I can do is move over here.
All right. Valora can certainly get into the room. Should you choose.
Yeah, let's move her there.
Okay. Anything else?
I just had to see in the room first, see where I can go. I'll put her next to him there.
All right, Tadias.
I'm gonna slash it.
Heck yeah.
What
That's a hit.
Wow, with the dagger.
All right, and it looks like it can't take another one like that as you see these fractures lining its legs.
Twist it back around, go for its little leg.
That's a hit and a kill as it just sort of crumbles into dust.
This is in my hand with my little speedy vibration. I will use base action to stab this one.
All right. That
Oh,
is a
you-
miss, unfortunately.
I will improvise. I'm gonna beat you every time. You're so fast. That's still a miss.
That's still a miss.
That will move around here. Just a little right around him.
All right. He kind of turns around and he's going to try to bite you. That's not the right character sheet. 13?
Nope.
14. All right. That was... Oh, he's dead. Zachriel.
So I will first call out, Illyria, pick up that dagger. Imagine I'm quick. I move over here. And I will attempt to knock this gargoyle prone.
All right. It's on... yeah. He is prone.
Hell yeah. And then I will chip at him with the spade.
That's a hit. A magic hit.
Oh,
That is a miss.
with flanking? do that right?
You're... Nope, it's a hit. Go ahead and roll. Damage.
Tactics. Woo.
7.
7. All right. You start chipping away at this thing. Tom, it is your turn.
Thank you. So Ham's going to move forward, and it's disadvantage if I shoot at him, right? Because he's.
Yeah. You can viciously mock.
I could.
Wait, why is it disadvantage?
Because he's prone.
He's prone.
Okay.
I just forgot to mark it. Wisdom save. It fails. So it deals 5 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage in his next attack. You look like you're carved out of, balsa wood. Delia.
Okay.
Your mother was a granite.
There you go.
I'm going to Ray of Frostbite.
Alright. That's a hit for 10 cold. Solid. Icy cracks. Ice sort of pervades into the cracks and kind of like breaks up stone. You know how ice does that with rock. Illyria. Just to remind you, Zachariel called out for you to pick up the dagger.
Yep, I'm gonna go back at the dagger.
So it was, yeah, it was there. You can pick it up. It's this weird, ruddy red color. And it looks, you look at it and something kind of twinges in you because you realize that it's the same material that was made, was used to make that medallion thing that she left behind in Force Stride. That Helen Ray left behind in Force Stride.
Okay, I pocket it or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, and then I think I can only move till about the door.
You can dash if you want. And then you can have Valora do something. Because she has got lots of movement.
Oh, right. So how much more can I move?
Dashing gives you your movement again.
Double.
So you can definitely get in the door, at least. And command Valora.
Okay, if I'm gonna command Valora to go after that one little guy.
Alright. The
And
gargoyle.
use power.
Nice. I think Pounce will still work. Yeah. So go ahead and she jumps up to him. Roll an attack.
She's got advantage, but okay.
That is a hit. She tries to claw in, but it doesn't seem to be doing as much as it would otherwise. She can bite now too, I think. I'm gonna let you have that. That hits.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of gnawing at this stone, whittling away at it. Tadias.
Alright, I'm gonna use my haste action first. I'll stab at its neck. I'm gonna grab like its horn at the same time and try to twist its head off.
Alright. That is a hit. 9 piercing. Looks like it has a massive crack running across its neck.
I keep digging in. Well, that's real attack.
That's a hit, and it's a kill. As you snap the thing in half.
Grab the horns and I just like tear the dagger into it and snap it off into the hallway.
Alright. And before you, there is a Tadias, you see before you, there are these copper sheath doors, as I said before, emblazoned with the familiar triangular symbol. And that might be where we end tonight.
That's good.
And unless you rush the doors right away, we'll be out of initiative. But you can take time to figure that out over the week.
If we're gonna be out of initiative, then you see him just kind of heavy walk to the doors and all of a sudden just go confounded in the eyes and kind of
Say all that again? You're cutting out.
I just kind of walk toward the doors as initiative drops, and you watch me all of a sudden have like a bit of drool coming up out of my mouth as haste ends, and I just stand.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be it.
So on the door of a climactic battle, who knows what the party will do next week? But we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, well,
Good
I
night.
mean, will I get beat up even worse?
Will you get messed up even worse? Who knows?
Yeah. Later.